I never back out. I never back down. Stand 10 toes down. Never back out. Stand up now. You know what I'm about. I never back out. I never back down. Stand 10 toes down. Never back out. Stand up now. You know what I'm about. I never back down.
Joseph's in the house.
Hello, darling.
Why are we here? Why are we here?
Spring seminar 2025. Ready to teach some close guard. And look who just showed up. Look at him.
Oh, hello.
Hello there.
It's the Dream Team.
The Dream Team, that's what it calls.
What was that again? 90% of his bloodstream is what?
What are you talking about, mate?
Oosh. Because you got to have faith. Do people say that a lot?
I've never heard that.
I wish I had a headline on Mason.
Here he is. Yeah.
Am I turning the roller?
It's alright, this is where I wanted to do. This is my game plan. This is my, it's all part of it. Yeah, it's exactly where I want to do. I'll just come to here. Now I can go here. I go to here. Pull him in now. Now it's at the arm.
I'm not even moving, I'm just going to sit here. If they roll on me, they roll on me. I was thinking of that.
Look at him sprawling in the room.
Is this still where you want to be, Paz?
This is exactly where I want to be. Exactly.
You've got it right where you want it.
There's no danger in it.
I love how much you can wind cars.
I've never seen cars move this much. And now it's the guard.
Right, guys, we're going to start working with some close guards today. So, firstly, big thank you for everyone that's come. We do these like twice a year. It's always a nice little vibe, nice that the weather's nice as well. So I'm going to run you through like a little close guard workshop. Now, I'm going to teach these differently how I would teach classes. There's going to be more me telling you how to do stuff and you get to troubleshoot stuff with your partners as opposed to loads of live training. We're going to have an open mat after we do our balance drive promotion as well. So if you want to take the stuff that you've been learning today into the open mat, that sounds like a good little plan, doesn't it? Right, so we're going to get warmed up. We'll use John as a little warm-up exercise. I can see Dan Bowl walking in now, piece of shit. It's been a World of Warcraft for a while, guys. So we're going to start in close guard position. All we're going to do, we're going to do like a warm-up exercise where I'm going to be forcing my partner to base his hands on the mat. The reason why this is important is because as soon as he puts a hand to the mat, put a hand to the mat, John, he now becomes either underhookable or overhookable. Whereas when his hands are on my body, it's really difficult for me to do either of those two things. What I want you to focus on doing is use your legs as well. So the one ability that we have in close guard is to pull somebody closer to us. But what we lose is the idea to push somebody away from us. But like when I'm here, for example, look what I can do with my knees. It allows me to pull him closer to me. So this is one of the advantages of having your legs crossed into close guard. You don't need to tense, you just need to make sure your hips are slightly off the floor and you can stay here like this. Okay? So what we're going to do is slap him up. John's job is to keep his hands connected to my body, and all I want to do is try and get his hands to touch the floor. Once I can make him touch the floor on 3 separate occasions, I want us to swap over. Okay, ready? Let's go. One. 2. 3. Yeah, and then we swap. Okay? Has anyone got any questions? Use this as your warm-up exercise. Ready? 1, 2.
Here he is, fresh trim.
Had trim the other day, mate.
Do you know what time it started today?
When I get here.
Jamie, this is your 100th fucking leave on it. Oh wow. So I get roll. Yeah, bro. Yeah! So, some of you might have done cross collars before, some of you might not. This is the one thing that is really only gi specific, and you're not going to be able to do stuff like this in no gi. So in terms of this, we're going to look to use our hand and open the collar, and the hand's going to go through from the cross side. But realistically, you want to get your hand through really deep, so that almost like you should feel your thumb like towards the shoulder line here. And the idea of this is, we can do like a flex and pull him in closer towards us. Now, look to keep the head down. Imagine this could be like your starting position. We've got one of the two things now already in place. The next thing would be to get our hand over the top, and now we need to maneuver around our body here. I'm under the chin, my elbows come to my wrists, and I do like a crunch, trying to get his head down towards me. I look over the top of his back. That's how I get the cross collar choke. Realistically, the trick is with the nice cross collar, you just need the one grip super deep, and then the other grip doesn't need to be as deep. So you don't need both hands as deep as you can. As long as you've got one really deep hand, the rest of it pretty much works itself out. So all we can do, have a little practice. Hand goes in, we open up, we look to break posture. I like to hold the hand on top of the head to start with. That stops him from lifting up. It also stops him from breaking the grip. He can't break the grip from this position. He needs space. You can take your thumb on the inside, or you can even grab the material over the top. And then the idea is, see how I bring my arm around the body. So I make the grip first, and then my elbow goes around his head. Here. Elbows in. Gone. Okay? If you want to, in terms of practice, obviously practice the mechanics of the choke first, so that you get as tight as you possibly can. And then if you wanted to go live, pull him down, head down, and start here, and look to finish the choke from here, while John's going to look to break the grip. Yeah? As you can see, there are other threats and stuff that you can also threaten depending on how he defends. But you're more than welcome to explore them as well. But use this as almost like your startup. Yeah? Does that make sense? Ready, 1, 2.
Try and sit up now. Stop that arm, make moving through it. Then you can sit up that.
Sorry. I'm so sorry.
Hand it to him.
Just thinking on there, gives you a bit more flexibility.
As long as you've got the cross collar to work mechanically. Now, you don't always need to finish the cross collar, but the opportunity of threat needs to be there, so the threat needs to be there for our opponent to react, which is going to lead us into our next string of attacks. Where's John? Come on, John. So look, one thing I like to do, especially, it all comes from this though. I have to have this. Yeah. I might try and pull him down. If I get to here, I'm going to start looking to attack my cross collar. If I can get the head down, that's like a green light for me to go cross collar. But sometimes it might be difficult for him to get for me to keep his head down, or even to get the head down in the first place. So now we go collar sleeve. Yeah. Now we haven't got the opportunity of threat, but we've got plenty of other things that we can do. Feet go to the floor. We come out this way, and then we're here in this sort of position, and we're in like a collar sleeve sort of guy. Right? But I always have the opportunity to pull back to close guard, and that's what's important, because close guard's like the safe haven, and then when we come here, I'm not letting go of things entirely. So one of the things that I'm going to look to do is I'm going to look to come onto this elbow here, and this looks to come to this knee. So we've got the sweep straight away. From here, keep holding the grips. You can attack the cross collar from out if you keep the grips. Okay? The reason why I vote to do this style of scissor sweep than the other, and you can play around with it, is the ability for people to jump over the initial leg. So when I come here, I come here, and like I said, I can come here. Like as I go to do it, just jump over it. See this, and it allows people to pass sometimes from that. Whereas if I can get this here, if you try to jump over it, like it's difficult for him to do so because I'm extending his body out. Yeah. I know you like this scissor sweep. But this is
You just ruined it for me.
This is just how to make it. Right, I'll show you again. I'm trying to pull him down, it's not working. So look, this is available. Knee comes under his armpit, foot goes to his hip. I don't leave my foot there because it's not going to have much use. I can't pull him in anymore. I need to pull it here so I can make some distance. Now the best time to hit this is when I start coming onto this elbow here. Yeah? See, I'm sort of extending them out a little bit. Now this foot can come here now. As I extend it, this just does the last little bit. And then I'll come up, keep on the collar, and I'll tap the cross collar there. So the way we train with this, what we'll do is we'll start from the collar grip, we might go to the sleeve grip, and then see if you can get this work. But always remember, bow back to close guard. If you feel like you can't get it, I can come here, I'll come here, I'll come here. Don't worry. Oh, look at the difference. So that they're interchangeable. The idea of today is me showing you like a system that works well, and that you have plan A, you have a plan B, you go back to plan A, you go to plan B again, you go back to plan A, oh there's a plan C somewhere, you know, and we build it like that. So that way, when people enter your close guard, they might know what's coming, but they're going to have a difficulty stopping it. Because you will have so many different options for if they do this, you do this. If they do that, I'll do this. I'll go back to this, that type of thing. So I'll go one more time. So remember, you can pull him back to close guard. With everything that we're going to do today, mostly, remember, just go back to close guard if you struggle. So we're here, we're here, we're here. Look to push him away. The more distance you make, the easier this is going to be. Foot pushes, look at his leg now. Look what this does. He collapses. Come over the top. Keep the grip. This comes in straight away. Hold this same way as I did it before. It's the same motion as if when we're doing it from a close guard, but I'm going to drop my head to the mat and pull him into my chest. Gone. Yeah? Makes sense. Anyone got any questions? I'll come round again. Ready, 1, 2.
Alright.
That's a fuck out.
She's a beauty.
That's not.
Look at that one.
Oh, that's fine.
Dan, tell us about cross collar chokes then.
Choke, yeah, that's it.
Yeah, but you do it across collars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Choker, mate.
And that's it.
That's it.
So collar grip with the collar and sleeve, depending on where they proportion their weight. Like a lot of times, if they're leaning their weight over to the other side, it might be a little bit finicky to get that scissor sweep and get it to work. But there is another attack straight away there, and it's like it's understanding where to be dangerous from. So when I'm here, right, and then we're here. What I mean by this is, see how John proportions his weight over his other leg. So even if I do kick this out, it's not taking him out over. So what I'm going to focus on doing is the foot's going to come to the hip. I'm going to really pull this. I'm going to use a bend. This pushes. Now we can attack this. So it's one side or the other. So we've got our omoplatas. Yeah. Now, finishing an omoplata sometimes can be quite tricky if the guy knows what he's doing. But most of the time, you're going to be using this position to sweep your partner. And they sweep themselves a lot of time. But in terms of general finishes, for one, we need to make sure this wrist stays tucked on this side of my body. And I'm looking to reach for this belt and bring myself closer to John this way. Sit up, and we get to this position. If John goes flat straight away, we do have finishes like this. If he's on his knees and we want to flatten him out, we keep hold of this and we just bum shuffle forward. And that flattens out our partner. But a lot of time when he's on his knees, he might look to roll. If he rolls, we just come on top. And then we get our 2 points for a sweep. Just don't fall on top of it on the pile or a drawing, we can help. Make sure both hands are out or both hands are in. So I'll run you through that again. Now that we've got that 3-pronged attack, you have an idea then of running through your cross collar chokes, collar sleeve to scissor sweep, or collar sleeve to omoplata, and then your dangers across 3 ends. So look, we're here. We're here. See, like I said, this is dangerous. Because he's heavy this side, this generally means it's going to be quite light this side. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to look to pull and turn my hip. And this sort of goes in my back pocket here. My fist that's in the collar pushes John away. And then I lock up over his arm. So now we're in the omoplata position. Like I said, I tend to look to reach for the belt. Look to sit up. We've got like an arm over his back. Can shuffle forward to keep hold of this. Even if you feel like you can't finish it, even if I come here, well, we can start looking to attack the back anyway. So we've got quite a few different options from there. So I'll run you through the whole system just so you have an idea. Starts with this. Everything starts with this. Yeah? Try to pull him down, he's sort of defending. See that? Back. Try to do this, it's heavy the other side. Back pocket. Over there. So we've got a few different attacks now. Starting to settle. Play around with the mechanics thing on the platter, and then have your partner sort of try and defend the 3, so you can sort of find the attack that works best for you and how he reacts or she reacts or they react. Okay? Ready, 1, 2.
Every time.
Hopefully now, you've got like the first little bit of a system sort of underway in terms of starting from that cross collar grip. Now sometimes though, so I'm kind of running you through two systems for the intertwine. The other system we're looking for is the 2-on-1 system. And the reason why that is because sometimes we don't get access to the collar because they've got such a good grip that we might get access to the sleeves. Yeah, so if I'm going to go, or even if he breaks the grip. So like we're here, we break. See how we go straight into this? So 2-on-1. It's kind of like the opposite of an arm drag. So I want the cross sleeve now and under the tricep. And it might be I'm reaching for this and he's keeping such a good posture maybe. Now we go for this instead. And now we start pulling this across the body. So this is the sort of position where we're going to start looking to get flanks. So from here, think about bringing the arm across your body, but also moving your body around the arm. So it's a 2-motion thing. You're not just doing this, because it doesn't work. But if I do this, now, see the difference in terms of moving? And now I can see his back. And generally the rule in Jiu Jitsu is, if you can see someone's back, you can take it. Yeah? So look, it might be from this and he starts breaking the grip. See how I pull through this? Then pull it through. And I shrimp and I lock my guard up to here. Now, a couple of things that you can do from this position. You can choose to keep hold of the grip. You can choose to come up to here. There's just lots of things. All I want you to do to start with is like a little game with your partners where you can see how long you can keep a flank on your partner while he tries to reposition back up into you. What I mean by this is, if I've got this sleeve here and I'm on the side of John, I want to try and reposition back up into me. And I'm just going to stay in this flank. Ah, great. Yeah? The longer I can hold that flank, the more opportunity I'll have to submit him or take his back. Right there was probably about 3 different submissions I could have caught him with. Well, 2 submissions and a sweep I probably could have caught him with in that process just by the way he was reacting. And we'll go through that in a sec. But a lot of it's going to be to do with either the arm coming across your body, so you can go high guard, arms posting on the floor, so you can crush his elbows, or him really taking his weight back this way with no post, which leads us into our sweeps. But to start with, I just want you to see how well you can hold your flanks. A couple of tips on holding your flank. When I'm here in this position, you want to keep the arm away from you. He wants to focus on bringing this elbow back this way. So the more I can keep his arm this way, even better. If I can keep my chest behind his shoulder and whatnot, it's even harder for him to do so. The more space he generally has, the easier it's going to be for him. So when I come here, and I can hug him really tight, and we go here now, try. That's where it becomes difficult. Yeah? If you notice, can you tell me one thing that John is doing right now that could lead him into danger? He's posting on the mat. Yeah? We're going to go into that in a sec. But to start with, look, we take the grip, across the body, flank. Just imagine you kick it, and as I kick, the bum comes out. There. Lock. Hold. I'll hold under the armpit. If you can grab a lapel, because it's there, go for it. If not, just hold the material. But try and focus on keeping your chest really close. We're just going to do this for 2-3 minutes and swap over every time. So you can hold the position the longest, so have a little competition with your partner and see who can hold it the longest. Any questions, guys? Don't really want to?
No chance. Too defensively switched on. Oh shit.
The number one priority is having an initial threat. So when I talk about threat, it is he's got to feel in danger for him to react, and that's how you're going to get all your follow-up attacks. So you need to make sure you're threatening the first one, which I should always think should be taking the back. Yeah, that's how you're going to get most people to react. So I'll show you a couple ways you can do it. Like, you can pull him into the position. So where I'm here, I sort of pull him back, and you get to the back position, right? That can happen sometimes. Against guys with a strong base, you're probably going to feel like as you're coming up here, you're going to be climbing. Oh, go back. As you're coming up here, you're going to be sort of climbing the back position here. You can even sort of start attacking like arm bars and stuff as well, because you've got the arm across, you've got the leg across the body and whatnot. But that is the initial attack where you're attacking the back. Everything else is going to come after that. So I'm going to show you one of the follow-up attacks straight away. So this way, when you play with your partners, you can work towards the back and get your partner to react, try and square themselves up like we did before, and see if you can hit the follow-up attacks. The first follow-up attack, as he starts walking his way back in, just this, you'd be surprised how easy this is. And then straight away, you're already in a position where you're attacking, arms up top. You use like almost his momentum against him as he tries to pull back. And sometimes you just got to pull his lat closer to your chest and then kick under his legs and it'll take him over. Sometimes you can reach under for the leg. But if he's really panicking trying to get back, he's going to make sure that he goes back even more, which allows me to hit this really well. So, first little thing, we set the position, we get the flank. And we're really sort of like trying to threaten this type of thing. As he comes back, got to pull this up, see how he's going already? And I'm sort of like, go back. I'm bringing, as he comes back, I'm pulling the knees to my chest. This sort of goes flat, this kicks over the top, and this allows you to come on top. And you're really in a great position. If you want to chair sit to the back, you can. If you want to attack arm bars and stuff, you can. But use that as a momentum. So what we need to do now with your partners, I want you to attempt to take the back, and if you can get it, take it. And then as they try and push back into you, see if you can use that momentum to take them over. If they square themselves up, just reset, try again. This is all it's about trial and error from these positions. But the trick for this, we need to keep hold of this. If we lose this and the arm comes to the other side of my body, I'm not going to be able to do either. I can no longer attack the back on this side. This is stopping me. And if I go to take him over this side, he's just going to post his hand to the mat. So I need to make sure this arm stays this side of my body. Take him over this way. Yeah, put it in a bit of a weird position. Yeah, so you're going to get one or the other a lot of the time. I'll show you something else really cool that I attack from this position as well after this. So play around, ready, 1, 2. He's got that on camera. He's got you cheating camera. I've got 2 more attacks and that kind of completes the little system that I wanted to show you, and then I'll let you play around with it with your partners. I'm going to use John. So the next sort of attack, we talked about the posting hands. I haven't forgot about the posting hands. Posting hands is something that I like to address really well. So when I come here and I find my partner posts on the floor, that's a green light for me to underhook this arm. When I come here, I underhook the arm. And what I focus on doing, I focus on pulling his wrist sort of under my neck, so between my ear and my shoulder. So that comes to here now. You see this? And then what I would do from this position, square myself up, and start attacking this arm crunch. But this goes into my next theme really, of the high guard. Yeah. So even if he doesn't really post very well, we have the ability now to climb a high guard because the shoulder is free. Usually, when his arm's like this, I'm going to struggle to get my leg on top of his shoulder because his elbow is in the way. Whenever I can bring this across, this becomes easier for me to get to a high guard. I personally always struggle going from here to a high guard because I'm fat and lazy. Yeah, and normally by the time I get to here, his elbow's already poked out, he's postured up. But the one instance where it works really well for me is when I'm here and he starts pulling this back, and I can sort of trap him just before he gets all the way back, and then we get to here. Like I said, you've got this attack there, you've got this attack there. If he pulls the arm out, you've got your triangles, omoplatas, the holy trinity of submissions, isn't it? Yeah, but it all comes from this sort of reaction that we get. All the reactions that we get from this 2-on-1 lead into all these attacks, which is why I think it's a super strong attacking system, especially in the gi. So look, we pull this across. You could go straight to underhooking this arm and attacking this. All you gotta do is pull this in, bring your chest in, keep this trapped, and attack. In terms of if he starts pulling this elbow back, I can now get this arm, this leg over the shoulder, and now we've got arm bars. So this is sort of like the last bit I want to show you. I know there was quite a bit there, but does anybody got any questions about this at all?
Is that all from them basing?
Not necessarily them basing. The first attack is, the arm crush, because that's a direct correlation in terms of me being able to underhook that arm. It comes from him wanting to do this. But as he's here, that shoulder's ready to be trapped. So I just kind of stop this from coming by trapping my leg over the shoulder. If he gets to a certain point now and the elbow's past the shoulder line, I'm not going to be able to go for the high guard. So it's just like a reaction. It's almost like me accepting that I'm going to lose this position, and as he comes back, I'm just going to be like this. I might lose that position, but I'll play from here now. Okay, and this position's super strong. So once I get to there, like this comes over the top, heel down to the floor, so he can't poke his head up, pinch the knees, attack the armbar. Yeah, or if he pulls the arm out, we go either on the platter or triangle. This is the way I attack armbar, triangles and on platters, all off the 2-on-1 grip. So one more time, across the body, he's coming back, foot comes to the hip, and I sort of, you see how I do with my legs, I don't just jump, I go up, 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 and I get to here. So I've covered one of his shoulders, and I should be slightly on the side. If I'm square, his shoulder's going to pop in. By me staying on the flank and a little bit here, if he tries to pop his shoulder in, it's a little bit more difficult. It's easy for me to do that. So I'll let you play around with this now. So the idea is starting the over-under, the 2-on-1 position where it's across your body, and as they try and pull it back, you can either attack the arm crush if they post on the floor, or work towards that high guard position from there. And then what we'll do just before we finish, I'll open it out slightly from both systems so you can play around with it, and then we'll go from there. Ready, 1, 2. Nice.
This guy,
Alex, you alright?
Oh, always.
Act natural.
I'll just stand so good.
So, what I would say, I'll just stand back. Yeah, right. Always stand back. It's there. We don't do these attacks if you feel like they're kind of back to where the sound is. What was that? overview of the first system that we did regarding the cross collars, and then we'll sort of play around from that position where it's like semi-live, where one person's trying to break the grip and reset, and the other person's trying to use that to start off their sequence. And then we'll do the second positioning with the 2-on-1 and do the same sort of thing from there. Now remember, quite a few people have asked me this, I'm not able to hit this high guard, I'm not able to hit this armbar, but you're staring right there back. Take it back. Yeah? Whenever we do any of these systems, we have an initial threat. And the initial threat should be threatening. So if they're not bothered by the threat, we just tap them out with it or we take the back. Does that make sense? So if I'm here with John, let's say if I pull John's head down, start from this cross collar position, I'm here. Why would I then choose to then grab his wrist and push him away? You're already in a position where you could potentially attack him with a cross collar choke, which is your #1 attack. So when we start from here, we're going to say go, and he sort of stays here. I should be looking to do this attack. And then when he starts like posturing up and stuff like that, that's where we're now in this sort of system that we did before. Does that make sense? And then obviously like I'm trying to do this sort of stuff, and then John reacts in a certain way, or whatever way he wants to do. And then we can attack different bits and bobs, right? But if I start here, he keeps his head down. I don't need to push him away and do stuff. I'm in a position where I can tap him straight after that. And that's why I think it's really important that you make that initial threat your best attack. Because then when he goes, oh shit, he's going to tap me with the cross collar choke, you're going to get better reactions moving forward from there. Does that make sense? So I'll quickly run you through what we did. We had the cross collar. Boom. As he starts to push away, we take this cross sleeve and we go to this sort of position here. We build a bit higher to our elbow, we kick, scissor, into the attack. We come back. If I get to this sort of position where we're here and I'm pulling Johnny, he gives his weight the other way, make sure I get my body behind this elbow here, and then come back here to attack the umpire. But one thing that you can always do, no matter what, if I feel like I can't do any of this, because he's like hunkering down very much, bail. Back to this. Yeah? You can always bail back to this. I might come to here, I might really struggle to do stuff. Now look, I get to where I want to then attack. Yeah? So, you can go from 1 to 2 back to 1 again, rather than 1, 2, 3. You go 1, 2, 1, back to 3. So cycle between those 3 different attacks, whereas what John's going to do, he wins when he breaks the grip and postures up. If the grip is still in play and you're still in close guard, he's still live. If he steps over one of your legs, you're in your half guard, or side control, whatever, reset. So as long as he's between your legs, or your feet are on his hips, and you've got that cross collar grip, we're live. Make sense? 5 minutes, ready, 1, 2. Freddy Krueger. I did see quite a few people hit a lot of upper pliers, saw quite a few scissor sweeps. Didn't see a lot of cross collars, but that's fine. That means your cross collar is threatening enough for them to react in a certain way, which is what we want in the first place. The next thing that we're going to do, we're going to work with the 2-on-1 grip now. So pushing the 2-on-1 grip away from the body. The way my partner's going to win is if they square up and posture back up on me, and that's how they'll win. For me, in the bottom position, I want to try and either take the back. Remember, taking back is option A. Always go for option A first, otherwise the other options aren't going to be there. Option B and option C are going to be either tapping your partner with upper body submissions, or option C would be using their momentum to then get on top of you. So if I'm here with John, like I said, I'm going to be here with John, and we'll show you how John wins. So when I say go, John wins by doing this. That's like a reset scenario. But I want you to get your favourite grip. Here we will go. And we tap, yeah? See how the most he bases on that arm, the easier that is. I'm even sort of like coming up high anyway, as well. So there's quite a few options there that we can play around with. So we'll do one more round. Ready, 1, 2? Yep.
No need, is there? No need.
How is it? What's your game plan?
Not this again. Come on, the game plan from the last video.
Running right.
You've definitely got him there.
You're going to get it.
Poke him in the eye, Isaac. Oh! Come on, squash him.
You stole it out, can't you?
Ah, that's on.
Surely there's points deducted here. There's got to be points deducted for this.
You're a lucky man, Savannah. Open belt order though, guys, on the line, please. So if you've got like one stripe or something next to you hasn't, just move ahead of the queue. You know, it's a hierarchy thing. Maybe it should be around 2025. All there. Trump's in now, it's all over. Big thank you for everybody that's come today. I hope you got some value out of the workshop. It was really good. Shutters are open, and yeah, I'm really happy to be alive, I guess. So yeah, big thank you everybody. But obviously, we've got some stripe and belt promotions we're going to give out. We are probably on the stingy side when it comes to most gyms, but I do think that generally is a good thing, mostly. Because that way, when you do get your stripe, you do get your belt, you do feel like you've earned it, because it's been a long slog to get there and whatnot. And also, I had to wait loads for mine, so I guess I'm taking that passive aggressiveness out on you guys eventually as well. But I guess we'll start. So the first one to get the first stripe is Adam Williams. Give him a round of applause. Next one is Neve. Give her a round of applause. My favourite Jones. Funny how we got that same thing, isn't it? Yeah. On a Neve. Faith, give her a round of applause. We normally say we have like a 30-hour minimum between strikes, but she managed just to do that in like half a month, so. Mason? Mark Jokes? Oh, this is your last one, isn't it? Well done, mate. Jack? Only in the gi though, only in the gi. Matt Jevons. Now we're here now, isn't it? Yeah. Jason? The dance squad. Alright. Well, I'm gonna do that one for you. What am I? Chris Hughes? Yeah, for you, isn't it? Sherilyn? Favouritism is this one.
I've got to work harder than everyone, I think.
Oh, well done. Jamie Rowe, together. This is a killer. Big Markins. Ethan Parry. Fifth strike, mate, come on. Keep going. Right, we do have some belts that we're going to give out today as well. Right, to no one's surprise probably, Dan Aldridge. I was going to wait until he got quadruple gold, but I think we'll settle with triple gold for today, won't we?
I know. I'm fresh new to you, like, why not? Yeah.
And Vicky, where is she?
These Hughes brothers best watch out now.
The Hughes brothers are going to get it. Hughes brothers are going to get it. Tell you what, 6 AM class, I've probably got the most coloured to white belt ratio in any class ever. Yeah. Yeah.
With a hardcore go.
Swear, people get stoned. Oh, that's moving. First one is Carson. Carson the killer, mate. When Carson first started at Immortal MMA, he used to be on everybody's highlight reel. Now he's got his own highlight reels. That looks good. That looks good, mate. Mark Hughes, where is he? Mark Hughes is one of the Fight Hub originals, guys. So if you didn't know, we used to run a gym before this one, which we closed in 2020. Well, Mark and Chris were both part of the originals. You know what? I think I've given Carson the longer one. We'll quickly do this and then swap seats away and then we'll edit it. Why don't we? Just a couple of things, but honestly guys, I'm really happy with the standard of the gym, the level of the gym, but also the community that's behind it. It's been a massive driving factor for me, and it wouldn't happen without all you guys, all the coaches and stuff that put their everything into every session and stuff like that. So give yourself all a big round of applause. So should we get?
And again, go on.